Let's get going. Hey guys.
Hey guys, Denise,
Deannette.
Perry Hill Farms.
It's our third episode of Double Trouble, our Friday edition of
Weekend Review. We're so glad you came to join us today for our third episode. It's hard to believe we've already got 2 in.
It is.
I think we're finally managing. I got fuzz on my shoulder.
I just noticed that sometimes you know.
Right out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah.
I think you had some on your shoulder earlier.
Okay.
I got it.
Thank you for looking after me, sister.
Yeah. I think we finally figured out how to get it to run smoothly. You know, worked out some of the kinks, maybe.
You have to let us know if the microphone has helped. We bought 2, and one has to be connected to a computer, and we're not tech savvy.
No, not at all.
Not at all. And so any advice is welcomed, I guess.
Exactly.
We're trying to learn to make the experience for you less traumatic. And
yeah, bless this mess. We're willing to try anything, and sometimes ignorance
gets us in trouble. Causes double trouble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And boy, a week of double trouble.
That is right there.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It's been another full week of a lot of things
We've
going
been busy. We've been busy.
Our weeks are flying by.
Surprised.
Really fast.
Yeah.
Our weeks are flying by.
I'll tell you what we had to do. Well, the funny thing is when you reach our age, and women don't give their ages out, right?
Right. No.
When you reach our age, you have to write down things to help remember, and we've talked about it every week because we'll get to the end of the week and we'll go, okay, what happened this week, you know, and so that's something we could talk about because we don't really want to sit and talk about the same things over and over again. But and so then we find ourselves going, oh my gosh, did that happen this week? Oh wait, no, that was last week. You know, we can't remember. So we had to. So I guess we're gonna have to start keeping a daily
log,
daily journal,
so we can remember,
just in case something you know happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Out of the ordinary that we would like to share, and all. But like we said, it's been a very busy week again. This is week 3 in the middle of harvest season. We are
again squash, zucchini, cucumbers.
now it's the same old story.
Jalapeno peppers have gotten in a mix.
Have ripened too, so we're doing candied jalapenos.
Our tomatoes are green on the vine.
And the ones in the raised bed are doing much better. The ones in the ground, we have never been successful on the ones on the ground.
This morning, the ones in the ground, they had some bottom end rot on them. In the ground.
I don't know what to do.
My husband's done research on that, so he knows what to do about that.
He is our research guy.
I'm just the helper on that, so he remembers all that and what to do. But yeah, but the ones in the raised bed are doing great now. They're so full of tomatoes that I don't think the fence is able to hold the trees, the bushes up. They are falling. He's going to have to tie those up. We walked through the garden last night, and it is full, and they are falling over, and so he's going to have to tie them up. And we were using twine, just the green twine.
It's not working.
It's not working that great. It's not strong as the white braided or whatever nylon rope that he normally uses. So we may have to switch that up to get him to hold up better. But the hog panels down the middle are definitely strained, holding all them tomatoes on those plants. You can imagine a 40-foot raised bed with, I can't remember how many plants we put in there, and they are full of green tomatoes. I was like, I'm ready to see some red ones.
And we live in the tomato capital down south, just a few miles away is Slocum, and they raise in abundance. In fact, they have a tomato festival, which we'll be involved in. We're excited about that. But and they grow them by the acres out there, and it's just like they just toss them up there and they go, and they rarely have diseases on them. And you know, we haven't been, you know, Dad's been gone going on 5 years, maybe. Does that seem right?
Almost.
Anyway, he was always the one that, you know, he had it already figured out for us, and we were just the worker bees. And so we've spent the last 4 or 5 years trying to learn everything that Daddy knew, his lifetime of wisdom in a few short years, so that we can be successful. And I'm telling you, tomatoes, I would say, would be one of the hardest things that we've ever done. And in the ground, there's a difference. The ones in the ground, they got blossoming rot, you said. And
the trees, the plants don't look.
They don't look good.
Even our trees, but they're not trees.
Our habanero plants out there planted look awful. And so
we get our soil tested every year. So just maybe one of those things that our soil has not got enough nutrients for the tomato plant in that particular plot. So I think we've learned mostly to stick to the raised beds with our tomato plants and let that be the case. So how did our week start out today?
Man, guess Saturday we got to use the smoker again.
That's right, Eric.
The boys lit it up.
It's nothing like waking up in the morning and with your fresh cup of coffee and walking outside and
smelling that smoker going.
Started right up.
It draws the neighbors too, because they came over that day. Absolutely.
Right. We love our neighbors to death. They're so wonderful.
They
are. We love sharing.
So they got that kicked off, and then so as it was getting heated up, we got out there in the garden, and Jace had a mission that it was a 3-day weekend.
Well, we conquered and we divided and conquered on that. You guys were in the garden while Eric and I ran to town to get stuff for electric fencing,
a task at hand that we had ahead of us.
Task that we had to take care of. Get more feed, I think, is what we did. We ran to 3 different stores.
Y'all were gone for quite a while.
For a few hours.
They were gone long enough for us to hoe every plot.
Not on purpose.
I'm just kidding. No. I'm just picking at you. Which, in all fairness, Denise, the way that we have planted our garden, we don't have much weeding. We stayed on top of it. Whereas, remember years past, you could spend all day out there hoeing grass out of there, and you just didn't seem like you got it all. And now I think that we figured out crop rotation, cover crops, and stuff like that cuts down on the weeding, and tarping has been the most beneficial. But me and Jace and Lauren and Stumpy and Erica, can't forget Erica, we got out there and worked in the garden. Now, don't think any less of Anthony, because he was working. He is busy on the weekends trying to get our videos together, and get them going.
Everybody has a duty.
Has a task. It might not be the physical labor outside, but it's behind the scenes. Anthony has a job. He keeps these going.
Where they were hoeing, Anthony was working on videoing, and we were getting supplies to fix a electric fence to keep our 4 steer in that are trying to get out.
Our stubborn steers.
So we were working on that. So, but it was a busy day. It was the first weekend we had our baby Esther, our new Nubian doe, with us, and I think everybody on the farm has fallen in love with Esther. She has a amazing personality.
Yes.
She is so fun. And when I come home, Deannette had her out. Well, actually, before we left, Deannette had her out, and she was following them everywhere they went.
If we were in the garden hoeing, she was beside us. And the funny thing is, she won't stick with just one person the whole day. She might stick to you for a little bit, but if someone starts to walk off, she's going to stick to them a little bit. But she's never far from any one side.
Yes.
And she
was just happy as a lark too.
She sure was. And man, talk about her though. Our later in the week this week, Eric called. Was it yesterday? Eric called us to tell us about her. That little girl got in a pickle. I guess she wanted to say hello to Zebulon in the back pen, didn't she?
And stuck her head through the gate, through the fencing, and got stuck. But she wasn't upset, he said.
She couldn't see us. She couldn't see us, but once she realized, she was probably back here, and when Eric got in the barn, and she realized he was in the barn, what triggered him to think something was wrong was the way she was baying, and she went crazy. And he's like, well, that don't sound right. And so we went out there, and her head was stuck in the gate. I guess she was just interested in talking to Zebulon and meeting him, and she got her head stuck. And so he had to go save
I had done chicken wire across the bottom part of the
newbie
fencing for the Nigerian dwarf goats, but she's a little taller, so I may have to venture on up on that. But so she's been with us a full week now. And she really loves. We have to monitor letting her out so much because she's.
It's the saddest thing when you have to put her back in. Though it will. The Nigerian dwarfs never bother me. In fact, they're kind of annoying with their little bat. But hers is a sad.
But goats are creatures of habit, and
they're family oriented.
They're family oriented, and they like routine. And so we are trying to keep her in the goat yard as much as possible.
We also had to give her some antibiotic shots this week because we thought she was.
She sucked down she's 14 weeks old or 15 weeks old now. But when we got her, and we felt it was important just to continue to give her a few bottles of milk to help ease her anxiety while she's here.
Right.
She didn't take it the first. Yeah, she didn't take it the first day. The second day, she guzzled it, and it's like ever since those days, she would give her a bottle, and she would just guzzle it. And I think she might have snorted some up in her lungs.
Right.
I don't know. She's got a little funny little wet cough that I've been watching her.
Right.
Temperature seems fine. She's not anemic or anything like that. She's got a great behavior right now. And so I'm just watching her on that. So I did give her a dose of an antibiotic injection, and I did notice that the CD&T injection she got from the owner that I bought her from, her little site there has developed an abscess, which I'm like, crud. And she's got a hard little abscess on her side, so we're gonna watch that. Anytime I find something new about my goats, I go to researching and trying to read on it. And it did talk about the injection abscess, just to let them go. They'll eventually go away. If it gets too big, it'll burst. And so I've just been checking it.
Who was that had with April had one time, didn't she?
And then the
big beast,
the
black Angus bull
that we rented for 3 months. He had one on the side of his face,
and it busted itself. Yeah,
but I mean, his owners knew about it, and they were actually treating it when they sent him out there. But it was still gross. It was still nasty. But
yeah, you can give me blood all day long. I can handle blood. I worked in blood. But you give me abscess juice or gastric juice,
respiratory
juice. Yeah, that's just disgusting.
No,
that's just disgusting.
So,
but anyway, our holiday weekend was busy. We don't take vacations on our holiday weekend.
I know somebody said the other day, last week. I don't even know if I might have shared this already, but they said, "Whoo, one more day until Friday." And I looked at them. I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" For me, it doesn't mean nothing. It just means we got more hands on deck to take care of what we got to get done.
In fact, I have found myself since I've been off going, "What day is it?"
Yeah.
What day is it? It's hard to keep track of the days. But anyway, our holiday weekend, the 3-day weekend, we spent in the garden.
Mostly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm just going to tell you, and we did a video. Someone requested a garden tour, and so that's coming up. I'm not sure when it's going to air, but
over the next few weeks we'll get that one out.
It should be next week, but
we hope.
We've got a garden tour for you coming your way, and just look at how beautiful the peas. They all look nice.
Good.
We made a Lowe's trip on that Memorial Day.
Yeah, to get supplies and stuff.
We went on my car, and who says that you can't pack 10 packs of black mulch, a air compressor, some Roundup, some bags of charcoal. What else we have in there?
4 adults.
And 4 adults in a Nissan Murano. And we...
it was packed to the hill.
Packed to the hill. And...
while we were gone, Stumpy, he worked on canning tomatoes that day. Or not tomatoes.
Potatoes. We're still canning, yes. He's been trying every day to get them, and we've just about got them all, the small ones canned.
Yeah, good.
And but That was the day. No, that last weekend. Oh, tell them about the thing your Eric made. So we want to put a manual pump on our well, just in case, because down here you're apt to lose electricity when hurricanes come through or a tornado or whatever might happen. So we've been researching into getting a hand pump on our well to have just in case, because that's the biggest issue I think when we lose power. We were without power when Michael came through for 3 days maybe, and that was no water.
Well, we had city water because we're connected to both, so we were able to function off of that, but
the well water didn't work.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a pain. So I've been calling and trying to get somebody to come out here. So Eric.
He's so funny. He come in asking about some clothes hangers. Do we have any metal clothes hangers? And I usually don't because I don't keep those much anymore, but I managed to have a few, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he made that little, I forgot the name of it. You might could Google it real quick, but it's the 2 wires, bent wires that you hold and you with a straw and you walk, and if they cross, that's where water is.
That was quite interesting.
I forgot the name of it. What was it called? And I can't look it up right now. I don't know how. It's
Let me see if I can find it while she tells you.
But I got a video of it, and so maybe it'll be have enough content that we can air that and show it. But he did do it across the yard, and there were several places we found some water places. Of course, we wanted to see if it was actually true, and we followed the line from the well out to the rabbit barn, and it every time we crossed those areas, it crossed. So I mean, it may be true. I can't think of what it was called. Somebody had a name for it. Your husband.
I'm looking.
Your husband had a name for it. We'll figure it out, maybe, and we'll put it in the caption.
I'll just keep talking.
But it was an old farmer's.
Is it water witching?
Water witching. There you go.
Water witching.
That's what it's called.
Or it could be called dowsing.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Divining.
Mm-hmm.
Doodle bugging. That's another name. It's the practice of locating groundwater by walking the surface of a property while holding a forked stick or a pair of L-shaped rods, a pendulum, or another tool that responds when a person moves over water. So we did some water witching or some doodle bugging this weekend.
We sure did.
Eric.
Did. So
I can't wait to share that with Eric. Doodle bugging.
Yeah,
he probably already knows.
We didn't dig yet, but it might be something we can venture off into and do. So that was Sunday. So that was pretty cool
and mine
to watch.
Yeah.
I just love that. I thought it was so cool.
And we even on a holiday we got online. We ordered all of our Jace was ready. We had the car packed from Lowe's.
Listen, I have to hand it to Hoss Tools. They know what they're doing.
Absolutely. We got online.
Their website
and route home. We don't live that far from Lowe's, but we ordered all of our seed for next year, or some we might want to plant later in the season. And I'm gonna tell you, was it that evening? It was that evening, Monday evening. We got a text or an email stating that our shipment was already packaged and we received it yesterday, which is Thursday.
Yeah.
Which was fast, and man, we were so grateful. It's like kids in a candy store, looking at the packages and all. So we were excited. Hats off to Hoss Tools, man, Greg over there. They've got the system going.
Their website is easy to look through and to use and to find things and answer all your questions about seeds. Yes,
exactly.
Very, very user friendly, and we appreciate that so much.
Absolutely.
So on Monday
that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Remember the price of we mentioned Lowe's. We went to when Susie walked in the door, they had a stack of paper towels over to the side, and popular name brand. Not going to say the name, but a 12-pack of double roll of these paper towels,
right at $32.
$32.
Yeah.
I said, I think I can use hand towels.
Yeah.
And not use paper towels.
Exactly.
Save some money. It's unbelievable how much everything's going.
And I'm not quite sure we've actually felt the full brunt of the cost of things going up, because we're probably seeing that because of gas prices going up, but
We-
as far as products not being
Available to the production people.
right,
or-
I think eventually
It's coming.
It's gonna get worse.
It
but
is. It is.
we just gotta be prepared.
And then on this week, Tuesday, we did our first farmers market at what we call our farm center, which is it used to be where all the festivities was.
Yeah.
Years ago, we used to go to the fair there. They used to hold the
National
peanut
Peanut
festival there. I can remember.
If you ever get a chance to Google that, that's just a huge area event that happens every fall here. It's called the National Peanut Festival. We have parades and they have farmers. It's agricultural based and
Right, you
there's
do
a
cow
fair,
animal
it's a-
shows, food. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
the
little
food.
contests, pageants, everything like that.
This
And
last year was our first time we ever helped on the food. What's that called? That strip. We call it something.
the vendors, were they
All the
called?
food, all the local vendors set
Yeah,
up.
local vendors set up.
But we helped, and it was so fun.
Yeah, we
it
had
was
fun.
exhausting, but it was fun. I think we posted some shorts
Yeah, back then.
way back then, back in the. But I'm sure we'll do it again this year. But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
You get to people watch, and we love people watching.
we
don't
do. But
So-
Tuesday we did get to do a little small farmers market, and we did learn a lot on that farmers market. It's not that we did that great there because it was pretty much like a drive-by. People just would drive up and
Right.
get what they wanted. We
Right.
had 4 different farmers
Mm-hmm.
there selling their produce and products and stuff. But we did manage to get some more ideas on farmers markets that we can
Right.
go to. Met a great guy named Pee Wee.
Yeah.
And he was a sweet man, and he helped us with a lot of information. And so
He hooked us up with some peaches.
he hooks up with he's going to get us peaches, and we appreciate that. And his daughter, who is 15, Savannah, what's her name? No, I call her Savannah. Gracie's her name.
Gracie is her name.
I don't know why I call her Savannah.
It's old age.
Yeah, she was 15, and she was very mature and wise beyond her years. So
Right. She set us up on another market, which we're doing today.
yeah,
It is this evening. We're going to be at another small town outside of Dothan on their square, selling some of our delicious salsa. And we're going to try our hand at selling our pickles. I think we're going to see. We might be biting off more than we can chew. But that particular day, I helped you get set up that day. And
then you had to leave and go.
our
help
very
Fred Becker's.
well, it's not my first, but together it's our first. We ordered bulk from Bread Becker's, and our order had come in for our local co-op. And of course, for anybody that does co-op or part of co-ops, everybody joins in. And so I had to be there at 9:30, and I didn't get back till almost noon. So it left you there. Luckily, Sarah came to keep you company, but
Yeah.
and it wasn't busy, thank goodness. But I was flabbergasted. You can tell people were concerned because Steve, the guy that runs the co-op, said, normally we get half a pallet of orders of grain, and I think they had, I don't want to misquote it. I'll tell you this much.
7,000 pounds.
There were 7,000 pounds of grain ordered among 18 different co-op members. And so there were over probably 7 pallets or more. I don't know why 17 pallets is stuck in my head, but that might be misquoted. But I do know that the 7,000 pounds is an accurate number. So we all got that divided and everybody was so sweet. Helping each other, getting their orders together and loading them up. I'm just telling you, I was all exhausted by the end of the day. I was done with loading and unloading.
Yeah, most definitely.
I was kind of
We wanted, maybe a little bit.
Well, we all can get that way, sister. Yeah.
But we managed to run over to a local farm to try to get some strawberries, and we knew that we were coming up on the end of our year for strawberries here in this area, but we thought maybe they would have some for us to get.
Right.
And so we got there, and of course they didn't have any picked for us. They said there might be some out in the far back corner of the strawberry patch. So we took off back there and we picked them. We got 2 little gallon bags and brought them home. And they did, after we got back, he told me, he said, well, I don't know why I didn't tell you this ahead of time. You let us go out there and pick.
We were racing the storm too because it was thundering right away
Yeah,
from us, and
yeah.
we were trying to hurry.
That he had a big old gallon size of frozen strawberries they had picked and done
Right.
themselves, and so we ended up buying that bag and bringing it, thank God. But we got home and looked at those strawberries when we got back to the house, and I'm just telling you,
They were awful.
guess what?
We paid $12 a gallon bag for crap. I'm just gonna sorry. It was awful.
It was our fault.
It was our fault. We had been meaning to get out there. Let's back up, because the first of the year when we went and got them, before they were ready, they were beautiful.
They were
So
gorgeous.
they do grow beautiful strawberries, but at some point they just get
old,
and they've been picked over.
I know, and we picked them back in April. I think is when our first initial picking.
Right.
was
And
in
so
April.
we got that night. We gathered the crew together, most of the crew, with the Johnnies.
The Johnnies.
We got the Johnnies together, and then we summoned Erica. Please come help us.
Eric and Erica.
Yeah. Right, and we worked on the box of peaches that needed to be taken care of because they had some bad spots.
Yeah.
And we don't mind. We were thankful, very grateful for the gift of the box of peaches.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a video coming on that, don't we? We sure do. We did a video of that, of what we did with the peaches.
Oh,
And then we did of canning them. Anyway, and
I'll
then we
forget
got
that.
over there with the guys and started cutting up those strawberries, and they were just awful.
They were awful. They ended up going to the hogs.
The next morning we got up and they were molded. The very next morning, and so we ended up, like we said, nothing goes to waste.
They did go to the hogs.
The
and
hogs
ate
got
'em. So there you go. Getting
Right.
ourselves in a pickle.
That was our double trouble
Trouble.
for the week, absolutely. And I guess the rest of the week we spent canning pepper jellies and jams. And
I have to tell you though, we did make our sweet relish with our cucumbers the first round.
Mm-hmm.
We made the dill pickles.
Yep.
We did dill pickles, which we finally figured out
How to make them crunchy.
We got them, and they taste great. I think they're the best pickles we've made. And then, of course, Deannette found Granny's crystallized sweet pickles.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did those this week also. And just the fact of that pot sitting on the stove and simmering for 3 hours and smelling that sweet pickle smell actually brought tears to my eyes.
I felt like I was walking back into Granny's kitchen.
Walking right back in my grandma's kitchen, and then when we got to taste them, it was
That
really
took us back.
emotional.
It
was
was.
really emotional because they were so good.
Well, it was like we were back at the family fish fries at Granny and Grandpa's house.
I
On the back
can't wait
porch.
to do a fish fry.
I'm
And
ready.
put me some sweet pickles right there by my fish and my onion and my bush pumpkin.
Your onion.
My onion, my French fries. Ooh, it'll be so good. But we got to do that, and we're so grateful.
If anybody,
got that
we'll share
recipe.
the recipe. If anybody wants Granny's crystallized pickle recipe, you just let us know. We'll do our best to get it to you, and all.
It was very easy.
It's easy.
It's very easy.
Well, what we've learned is our processor in slicing them. That cuts the slicing time in half. So most people use a mandolin, but we just use our processor with a slicing.
Food processor with a slicer on it, and it sliced great.
We do all of our slicing with
Mhm.
that now, and it makes things
Mhm.
so much better. But my goodness, what a memory!
Yeah,
What a memory!
I know. I don't even remember what we did yesterday, sister.
Yesterday was more canning.
My brain is
More canning. Well, so we mentioned the Tomato Festival, and it's a huge event. It's a 2-day event
right.
here.
We did make so we
So
had
we're
2 full days of making jams and jellies.
We're trying to get our stock
Yes.
built up
and candied jalapenos. That's
for
right.
those events.
Mhm.
But we had this farmers market this afternoon, and it's in a town that usually is very supportive of farmers. And so on a Friday evening, we might have a lot of people show up to get some stuff. We might not. It might be not be a very good thing. But anyway, so we were trying to prep for that.
Mhm.
And then tomorrow we'll be in our little town
Mhm.
early in the morning doing their farmers market.
I'll tell you what yesterday morning was. Pigs.
This is another double trouble. Absolutely. So, and we have a video, and I don't know, we probably won't have it out. No, it's not come out. But so we have a video on us making a waterer for
It'll be out soon.
Squiggly,
Yeah.
the Mr. Squiggly. and just with some issues, and we'll share that all on the video. And so Denise and I decided, now this part's not on the we didn't get this on the video,
No.
but he just wasn't drinking from his water, and
I felt like it might be a little too high for him.
and the electric fence ran right up under it.
Well, not right, but down below it anyway.
And maybe that intimidated him or something.
I'm not quite sure. So,
But he wasn't drinking any water.
so yesterday morning after I got through milking my goats, Jeanette hollered for me to come over. She needed my help.
I'd been standing there the whole time you'd been milking the goat, trying to empty that water through the nipple part, because I couldn't tip it over.
Yeah. So we got it tipped over. We really wanted to move it inside of the hog pen, but you know when you do that, the hog has a tendency to knock things over and push things around. I got over there to Jeanette. It was covered in mud from Mr. Squiggly. He had shook. He had whatever. She had.
And you know, pig mud is not just mud.
Ugh, she had it all over. She was covered in it.
I was covered.
She was covered in it. So she volunteered to go ahead, since she was the nastiest, and get in the hog pen to, and I would pass things over the fence to her.
So we came up with a plan. Double trouble. We came up with a plan. I was in the pen and Denise was outside the pen. And we had 2 T-posts, and we had those cinder blocks. And right where we had made a watering hole, we thought would be best, because most of the fencing is got electric fence around it, except for the
middle panel that divides the 2 pens.
That divides the Mr. and the Mrs.
It's on the Mrs. side, it's not on the Mr. side.
Right. And so we decided that would be the best place to put it. And so I had to go over in Mr. Squiggly's pen, and he's got these little tusks that hang out. Very intimidating. He rolls that lip up at you and he's snorting. It's kind of intimidating. I'm not, I'm going to be honest with you. He scares me a few times.
We usually have to second person there to keep an eye on him and watch him. So we were watching him and trying to keep him off of her and all. But we managed to get it over.
I had a hammer in my hand.
Yeah, and get it up on the brick, like the cinder blocks, and set. But with the weight of the water going in the thing, it kind of tilted backwards a little bit.
So
more than one. I'm telling you what, those people who swing sledgehammers for a living, I was wore out by the time I got done hammering those T-posts.
We'd backed the golf cart up to the fence so you could get up higher, and I was trying to hold it and watch the dang mister, and we realized today why he was so fidgety.
Yeah,
the missus
is in heat,
and he wants her, and so we want to wait until July
if we can
to get them, because
if he don't dig up under his.
He's working that way, but that's
doing
all right. He's helping us, because that's the way we're just gonna make that one big lean-to.
Yeah.
Instead of a double lean-to, it'll be
Right.
one big one for both of them, and so.
He's digging under the tin.
So we got that done, but not without being splattered with mud and almost being eaten by Mr. Squiggly.
So it's there and it's setting. It's not setting just like we want it.
We'll
so
get the guys
when it gets lower. We'll get the guys with a little bit of muscles that can go out there and kind of pull it a little bit. But 2 twins got out there, took care of Mr. Squiggly so he would have water, and he is actually drinking out of it right now.
Yes.
And and it's so hot outside.
It is, and we're trying to make sure that we'd learned some interesting, fun facts this week. And since I'm on the pig, I'll share mine, and she could share hers. I mean, I was out there helping her with the milk the goats this week, and she shared some interesting facts. I thought they were very interesting. I'd not ever heard of them. And so, for some reason, I guess my phone heard me. I don't know. I don't know. But this come across my Facebook post, some interesting pig facts. I thought I would share just in case no one knows all these. So we'll call this the Double Trouble Fun Facts. And so the fun facts on the pig facts is, let's see, some pigs have straight and some pigs have curly tails. Did you know that? I didn't know that either. I sure didn't know that. We also know, you know what a female pig is called?
Sow?
No, not yet. A female pig is called a gilt.
Before she has babies?
But if she hasn't had any piglets yet. But once she has piglets, she's called a sow.
Okay.
A male pig is called a
boar.
A boar. A baby pig is called a
piglet.
Absolutely. Did you know this?
It's like charades.
It is fun. Pigs have 4 toes on each hoof. And I've not ever really paid attention to that.
I've only seen the two that split in the front.
When you go out, you'll notice it now. Since I've read this fact, I've been looking at that. It's kind of interesting. But they only walk on the two on the front. I did not know that. Interesting. Full-grown pig can drink up to 14 gallons of water each day. That's why I was so concerned with Squiggly, is because his water would dry up and anytime you put a dang pan in there with water, he'd tip it over.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to keep water for him to get mud and stuff like that. So anyway, pigs are the 4th most intelligent animal.
What's the first 3?
I don't know. I didn't look that up. We'll have to maybe share that fun fact. We
looked it up before.
Did we?
We have. Stumpy did. We were talking about it one day.
I'm having a hot flash all of a sudden. I'm telling you what.
Age.
I'm telling you. A pig's tongue contains 15,000 taste buds. So let me put that in perspective. You ready? So 15,000 taste buds on a pig's tongue. Humans have only 9,000 taste buds. How cool is that? So they could just detect all kinds of flavors.
Mm-hmm. I don't have this many facts as you do.
No, this is interesting. I thought it was and I wanted to share with everybody. An adult pig has 44 teeth, while the piglets only have 28. And them things that come out right here are very intimidating when they roll their lip up. Them tusks, they're scary. Pigs can live from 9 to 15 years. I knew that they could live long lives, but I wasn't sure that long. Did you know that pigs don't have sweat glands? They don't have sweat glands. So the way that they stay cool is they use the water and the mud. So that's why they water in the mud, is to keep them cool. So it's very important if you have pigs to keep them a watering hole or something that they can.
Mm-hmm.
They don't prefer to sit in the mud though. They don't prefer. In fact, they prefer cleanliness. I had heard this that
they're very clean animals. They have one
much
spot.
more than any other animal.
Mm-hmm.
They prefer.
They have one spot they poop in.
They do, and we've learned that because we see it.
Mm-hmm.
And they can run a 7-minute mile, sister. That's faster than I can run.
Is that in a spurt, or is that truly
just
a
says
whole mile?
I don't know.
I mean, because
a pig can run a 7-minute mile. That means if it gets after you, when that mama was gonna get us with those babies, we couldn't have outrun her. I don't think I could have. I can't run no 7-minute mile.
I might do a lot of things I didn't think I could do.
I could when I first started running, but I can't now. So anyway, interesting fun facts on the pig facts, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was it. So there's your fun facts on pigs.
Fun fact on chickens, though. I didn't know. I learned that this week, that they don't urinate.
Oh no, it's in their poop. It's the white stuff in their poop.
I didn't know that. See, been on the farm for how many years, and I didn't know that.
Right.
So do your research and learn some stuff on the goats.
Denise is smart. She shared this with me.
Well, I am milking 4 mamas right now, and that process is not just as simple as going out and milking the goat. You really have to manage the amount of food that they eat to help make milk production.
Right.
And so I try to give at least 2% of their body weight in food to each one of them. And if they're not kidding, if they're just not pregnant or anything, they only get about 1% in their body. But I'm trying to give them about 2%, and they'll eat it. Of course, they'll eat anything you put out there with them. 2% of.
So an interesting way for you to know, if you know how much your goat weighs,
mm-hmm.
and you're curious on how much is enough to feed them while they're milking,
mm-hmm.
or while they're feeding
mm-hmm.
2% of their body weight.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize also too that when our goats go into heat, they typically, their milk production goes down and they don't eat as much. So like Coco this week is in heat.
Bless her heart.
Poor Keebler. Not poor Keebler. He's happy. Whew. Bless her heart. She is, and all the other goats are standing back watching like, that poor girl, look at that girl there. She is in a hot pickle mess. Look at her. But he will not leave her alone. And it only takes about 2 or 3 days. And as soon as she goes into standing heat, and
He'll leave her alone.
He'll leave her alone.
But my goodness, she's grateful to get out of that pen.
Yeah.
To get on that stanchion and let you milk her.
And I love on her and just tell her, you just take your time, sweet baby. We'll let you stay here as long as you want to. You wore out. I know you are. But as soon as I know that each one of my female does got bred, I'll move him back to the buck yard with Zebulon and let him stay in there. But
Zebulon and Esther have fallen in love. I think
they like to talk to each other through the fence. You know, they're he's my Nubian buck, and he's 10 days younger than her, or older than her. Sorry, he's older than her.
Right.
He was born on February 4th, and she was on February 14th.
Right.
And so they talk to each other, but. And when I let them out together, just to let them walk around with me and play, they were raising up each other. You know, not mean like, but they were just
doing goat
playing, and it was really sweet. I was kind of watching them a little bit, but they're a little young. We're gonna wait till next February or March or April, next spring sometime to let them become husband and wife. But
last night I went to watch my son play ball.
Yeah, the
grandbaby and the daughter went with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to tell you, Beckett was a little ham.
Was he?
He was a ham.
I got sugar from him this morning. You missed it.
I sure did. But as soon as he got there, he wanted to go on that field and play ball. He couldn't understand why he couldn't go out there on the field and play ball with them other big guys. And I said, well, baby, you're just a little too small, you know. But he wants to play ball. And
I probably was going,
me ball. That's what he said. Me ball. Me play. And I was like, well, baby, not right now, but you're almost of age. Almost of age to start T-ball. Oh. And I said, don't you worry. Nana and Nanny, we were both there. We'll get you a ball, bat and glove. We'll get him set up, and he'll be playing.
Yeah.
He was precious. But so it's a church league softball, you know, that Jace was playing for, and they won both games, and that sweet Beckett.
He had to high five.
He had to high five every player on the team.
Isn't that funny?
And I mean, he made sure of it too. And he would tell him, "Good job, good job." He's come such a long way.
He really has.
He has come such a long way. So to not have been speaking up until he turned 3 and 3 there the first of the year.
January.
Yeah, the first of the year, and he was not speaking well at all up until then, and now all of a sudden. He is just blossom. So anyway, I just had to share that. It was a funny thing, and that's a little extra that we get. You know, I got some downtime to go watch Jace play.
Yeah. So our next week, we've got videos coming. The garden tour, the water. We do have an issue with our chickens that we got a video on, and my husband, we discovered what was going on. We had lost about 6 hens. We couldn't figure out what was going on. We found out what was happening there. That video's coming where my husband found that out. His ingenuity is just amazing. I love it.
And don't think that we didn't think the bird flu would hit our farm.
Yeah,
I mean, we were like, oh, but it wasn't bird flu.
That video should be coming out soon also. So we got some great videos, new videos coming out. What other thing? We picked blackberries this week galore.
We're on probably our 4th gallon bag of blackberries, and they're not done yet.
No, they're not done.
The blueberries are rolling.
So some new videos coming out next week for you guys. Continue to comment and give us ideas, ask questions so that we have content.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you may get bored sitting here and letting us chit chat through the whole time, but this is just what we do. Mm-hmm. So, but we do thank you for watching our videos. And
we got to get busy. We got a market to go to.
We got a market to go to, and
2 markets actually, today and tomorrow.
Today and tomorrow.
So we're busy, but that's okay. That's what we quit work for. We love every minute of it. Love sharing our product. Love sharing our story with you.
Mm-hmm.
And as Stumpy always says, bless. No, I was reading your bless this mess.
And you said bless your. Okay.
I was headed that way. Anyway, as Stumpy always says, a simple life is a much more enjoyable life. Thank you for joining us on episode 3.
God bless you and rejoice in the Lord today.
Double trouble. See y'all next week.